Gets to the bucket, layup, Johnson, good!
All right, welcome everybody. It's Talking Sports with me, Chris Powers, as we have a lot of sports to talk about and what have you. Before we get going, though, I want to say something. There's two things I want to say. First of all, to Athletic Director Roman Banks and his family, we wish him all the best. All of our prayers are with you. They're going through a rough time right now. All of our prayers are with you, my man, and very sad to hear. But, again, all of our prayers are with the Roman Banks family at this time. Also, my friend Gerald Kimball, who used to be the head coach at Southern University, my color analyst at Southern University football games for a few years, has passed away. He passed away yesterday, and I'll be heading to Shreveport for his memorial service, or his celebration of life. And all my thoughts and prayers go to Miss Pat and to all of his family, his son, and all of his family and friends. He's got a lot of friends and ex-players that are going to be there, and I'll be there as well. So it's sad to see that. Gerald Kimball, you will be missed, my man. I'm going to miss your phone calls, miss the holiday phone calls and what have you, brother. All right, let's talk LSU basketball right now. Well, we were talking about that at the end of the show last week. Will Wade, coming back. I didn't think he was coming back because a lot of people talk that if he comes back, there could be lawsuits filed and what have you because people were run off and what have you, plus the buyout of his contract and what have you at all. But he is back. He came back and did an introductory press conference. He came to the PMAC, a lot of smoke. But I think when the smoke cleared, I didn't see as many fans as I thought there would be out there because it was the middle of the week, I think, and all that stuff. But regardless, like it or not, this guy turns around programs just like that. Did it to LSU. I mean, they didn't make it to the Sweet 16 or anything like that, but did it at LSU, did it at McNeese, made the NCAA tournament, which they don't make. They still made it with his impact of his players. At North Carolina State, they had an impact with his players for the first year. Only first year he was there, and then he goes back. Students like the idea. They're happy. And it's amazing how many people that you don't like, that Louisianians or people don't like or they do like. Will Wade left the program at North Carolina State without even telling anybody goodbye. He left with an email from his agent. Now, who was that? Oh, come on. The guy who went to Arkansas was caught on the motorbike, and it was I forgot the offensive coordinator's name. I mean, it just got fired. Now he's somewhere else. But he was offensive coordinator, and he got, caught with that girl on the back of his bike.
Yeah, it wasn't Paterno. It's something like that. I'm going to look it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm just totally a total blank. But anyway, he left Atlanta Falcons without saying goodbye or nothing, a note or anything. He just left in the middle of the night. And everybody criticized him for that.
Bobby Petrino.
Yeah, that's right. And but yet Will Wade, they want him back. They didn't like Brian Kelly because Brian didn't go on stages and all that stuff and do all that stuff. They didn't like him. He's gone. They didn't like Derek Carr from the Saints, but yet he's a Christian guy and what have you. It's weird who the fans like. It's weird who the fans hate. It's just so weird. All right, Will Wade said this at his press conference: "We'll hang a banner for a national title, or I'll be the only coach that's fired from a university twice." That was a funny line right there. Everybody started laughing, and it's true. He's bringing in former McNeese State athletic director Heath Shower. So that's great. Congratulations on that. And I'm hearing all kind of crazy rumors. I'm not going to say it here on the air. I'm hearing all kind of crazy rumors at LSU about this and that and why they brought this guy here. Will he report to Verge and all of that stuff and all of that stuff. I'm hearing all of that stuff. And some of it, rumors could be true, some not. Rumors are going around that Johnny Jones, the former LSU head coach and player, is coming back. Most now they're beginning to confirm that is going to happen. Johnny Jones was coaching at TSU. I've heard the inside sources that he hasn't informed TSU that he's leaving and where he's going. So that one I pretty much can confirm that's happening. Also, former Mississippi State head coach Rick Stansberry is going to also be an assistant, which is shocking. He was pretty successful at Mississippi State. Let's face it, Mississippi State, but SEC-wise play he wasn't. So he had a winning record there, but he wasn't, a major force. Mississippi State was never a major force. But again, go look at the resources back then. How recruits handling this right now. I think some are mixed. Around the nation, some recruits are mixed. He's coming back, so what? He's coming back. Okay, now I might have interest in that. But the way he left North Carolina might hurt that. Remember Nick Saban? So Will Wade was spotted as saying at the tournament, I'm not going to LSU. I didn't know they had a job opening. I'm not going to LSU. That's the bottom line. He told the media that. He told his athletic director that. And then days later, he's gone. Didn't even say goodbye. Didn't even say why he's leaving or anything like that, okay? Nick Saban does that, and he gets chastised big time, raked over the coals when he left Miami and went to Alabama. And he said, I'm not going to be the Crimson Tide coach. Again, isn't it weird the way things have changed? Weird the way things have changed, the way that stuff goes. National media, not on board with this. National media said, isn't that the guy that wrecked the LSU program, and yet they're hiring him back? Well, it's because of rules violation. Now you can do all the things that he did back then, I guess, in some ways. And all of that stuff. The wiretapping, no, they didn't prove that was him because he could have been in trouble with FBI for that. But, so, it's weird. I don't know of what's going to happen with this. Is he going to be successful? On the court, can he bring a team to the Final Four? Can he bring a team to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8? I don't know. We're going to find out here. We're going to find out because now he doesn't have Oliva that's going to fire him. Oliva was a fire-happy guy. Word is Oliva wanted to fire Les Miles a long time ago, but the board would not let him do it. The board would not let him do that. Scott Woodward came in, is what I was told, is that he has complete power. I call the shots, and it looks like he did. Well, until Governor Landry made a mockery of him nationwide about how he spends money. Jonathan, answer me this question. So Governor Landry said we're not going to pay the Scott Woodward money that Scott paid Brian Kelly. Haven't we now paid quadruple the amount of money for Kiffin and now for the basketball?
I'm hearing numbers north of $200 million.
That's what I'm saying. So we're not going to pay that. So that all was a political thing. I've lost respect for the governor. I've lost respect for him because Scott Woodward was a Democrat and was a well-known – I didn't know he was a Democrat. He was a well-known Democrat apparently. That Landry wanted him out, and that was a way to get him out. Now, he didn't fire him. If I'm Scott Woodward, I'm saying you got to fire me, brother. I'm not leaving anywhere, and I'm coming back at you. Well, the board would have probably fired him because it's a board appointed, from the governor. And the whole thing about it is, I guess because Scott is getting a payment, millions of dollar payment, when he said goodbye, a settlement, that he had to sign that piece of paper. And when you sign that piece of paper, in the fine print says you can't file a lawsuit against him. And unless you were coerced in signing it, you ain't filing a lawsuit against him. So he can't file, because I'd file a lawsuit for slander, because there's a chance he won't get another job anywhere. But, if you go back and look at the track record now, the money that LSU is spending on basketball and football, and word I hear, they can't tell Lane Kiffin no. That he has like 75 staff members. He constantly is hiring staff members. I don't know if that's true or not, don't know. But that's what I'm hearing. Athletic Director of North Carolina State, A.D. Boo Corrigan, said he got an email that he was leaving. He was disappointed that Will Wade said he wanted to stay here, wanted to coach here. I'm committed to the Wolfpack. Bomb. And now all of a sudden he's gone and gets it by an email. So I don't know. Again, I think he's a good coach, but at some time your character, can parents or recruits tell him that? Hey, man, you were coaching my best bud over there at North Carolina State. You left, man. You didn't even say goodbye. Is that true? Coach, what do you expect from me? So now players do that, so why can't coach do that? And I used to say coaches could do that. Why can't players do that? College sports is all messed up now. It's worse sport than anything you've ever seen. It's worse than NFL, NBA. And for me to say it's worse than the NBA, that's saying something, because NBA is horrible. And word is that Major League Baseball is going to have a strike soon, a walkout. They're already the MLB staff has said that, or union, MLB union, that's what I want to say, is already saying that they have money, big-time money, to pay for this. They're going to do a walkout. If the Major League Baseball league does not get this straight, there's going to be a walkout. NFL, there's a walkout with referees. They're already hiring replacement referees right now. We all know what happened at one time that happened. But to be honest with you, can they be that much worse than what they get now? Can the NFL be that much worse than NFL referees than they are now? I still go way back to the no-call deal. So bottom line is, Will Wade coming back to LSU, I think he's going to bring more excitement. He'll turn this around a lot quicker because, like I said, he's been successful everywhere. Unlike Lane Kiffin, where I could say, well, Lane's not been successful here. He's not been successful anywhere he's won. He's not won a championship except in Florida. But Will Wade has won everywhere he's gone. And to win at McNeese, to be in the NCAA tournament, you got to win the conference tournament title, not the regular season, the tournament title. And they've done that 2 years in a row since he's been gone. Well, 1 year since he's been gone, but they did it while he was there as well. All right, Jonathan, here we go. Your thoughts about Will Wade coming back to LSU.
Well, many different thoughts, Chris. Obviously, LSU tried to inject immediate energy and passion back into the fan base, which I think that accomplished. There was really no other coach that you could bring in and say, tomorrow, this fan base will be more excited than they are today. And look, Coach Will Wade, I felt when he was here, he didn't really have a chance to finish what he started. He had a really good signing class out of high school the year before he got fired. Was able to get NBA talent to the roster, competed in the SEC. I remember one year he went undefeated on the road in the SEC. So he's a proven winner. He never had a losing record. I truly, firmly believe that LSU will be at the top half of the SEC this year, next season, not at the bottom, not at 16 and entering into the SEC tournament. He says that it'll be an immediate turnaround where they're going to compete for at least a spot in March Madness next season, which I believe. The portal opens up in a week or a week from when he got his introductory press conference on Monday, and LSU is going to be throwing a lot of money. And when Will Wade was asked, what's the number they gave you for the roster? What can you spend? He said it's pretty much a blank check. What I thought the roster should be to compete in the SEC, that's what we're going to go sign. And he talked to players that were still on the roster that remained. It was like 5 or 6 guys. And he said they would support them in their decision whether they wanted to accept whatever role they found for him or them at LSU, or if they wanted to transfer somewhere else. So the general, as I like to call him, he's very passionate. He absolutely is a guy who believes in himself and in the program. The only part, I thought that President Wayne Roos did a great job during his little part of the press conference. He is very fired up, a lot of energy. You could tell that the board and the administration at LSU was trying to get a lot of energy back into the program. They thanked Mac McMahon, which I think was very necessary.
Right.
He came into a program that was it was a tough spot. It was a tough job to take. But he accepted it with class, and he handled himself with class. The whole time he was at LSU, was a very decent human being on campus. Everybody says nothing but good things about Coach McMahon. But yeah, you wish him luck, and thank you for his time. But for Will Wade to come back, you made the comment how he said, we either hang it or after, or I'll be the only guy that's fired by the same university twice. He's in a unique spot, and by listening to him talk on Monday, I think he truly believes he can win at LSU. A proven program builder at McNeese. That team is still good. The only men's team from Louisiana to make the March Madness this year. 3 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. He won the first round game 2 years in a row, won Southland Coach of the Year 2 years in a row. The guy has proven that he's grown up a little bit since the things that got him in trouble here at LSU. Now, remember, the football program was also in some hot water at that time, and they were kind of trying to avoid that lack of institutional control, because you never know what's going to happen if the NCAA deems lack of institutional control. So we disciplined by taking away scholarships and assistant coaches, and then ultimately he did lose his job. But for him to come back with his family, be so fired up, you have to have a lot of optimism for the program. They're not going to be 16th in the league again next year, and that in itself is encouraging. So I do feel a couple different thoughts on Will Wade, how he left NC State. I don't want to get into a negative spot to start. I just believe it's a time for a lot of optimism. He's going to make a huge splash in the portal. He promised a team that Tiger fans can be proud of. He wants to sell out the PMAC. He wants to be on the same level as Coach Jay Johnson's program and Coach Kim Mulkey's program. And look, we'll see what happens with Lane Kiffin. That might be an elite program too. I mean, like you said, bringing in a lot of staff, 60 new players on the roster. But that's just starting to get on the way right now with spring practices.
Right.
Now week number 2. So to answer about Will Wade, I do have multiple feelings, but I am optimistic about the basketball program, and I am thankful for the job that Coach Matt McMahon did for LSU.
No question. Great guy. I've never met him. Everybody says he's a great guy. I'll say this. LSU has tremendous pulling power. Maybe more than anybody. I mean, it's crazy. Whatever coach they go after, they seem to get.
And truly, that's part of it too, Chris. Because you feel entitled or special because all these coaches, like, they want to come to LSU, and Lane Kiffin's all over national media talking about how great of a place this is, and it's just different. But it feels different to be an LSU fandom today than it did even like 3 or 4 years ago, especially 2019, where all the special pieces come together. And Coach O's our coach, like the coach from Louisiana who talks like a Cajun. We have all these special parts: Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, these guys from Louisiana representing Louisiana. You get the Heisman Trophy with Joe Burrow, who in himself was an underdog story. He was a guy that never played at Ohio State, sat behind 3 different starting quarterbacks, come down. Now it's just like we're the villain. I mean, LSU is the most vilified university athletic department in the country,
and that's a compliment.
And truly, everybody's going to try to beat you because they want to prove, like, they want to push you down a spot. But yeah, like I said on Tiger's Roar today, Louisiana doesn't often have a lot to be proud of outside of athletics. So to be like the object of envy, the program that all these coaches are saying, we'll leave our job today, we'll quit today if we come work at LSU. It is a cool feeling.
I mean, yeah. Look, we get Mulkey from Baylor, who was successful, won championships there. We get Kelly from Notre Dame, who is the second or third biggest fan base in college football.
Yeah. Jay Johnson, Arizona.
Jay Johnson from Arizona.
Yeah.
Now Will Wade comes back. We got Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. I mean, but notice also that coaches that leave here don't go anywhere else and be successful either. I mean, there's not one coach I can think of that I'm leaving LSU to go to this team. I don't see it. So, I mean, I tried to think and rack my brain. I can't think of any at all that did that. So, I don't know. Speaking of Kim Mulkey, she said she's not retiring. Internet rumors said she was retiring and what have you. She says she's not retiring. Her roster for next season, let's take a look at it. Full Wally is a junior. Will she transfer or will she go to the WNBA? Word is, I mean, I don't hear anything about her being drafted. So she'll stay in college sports. The question is, will she go to the back to South Carolina? Where will she go? Michaela Williams, also a junior as well. Great shot, but gets rattled too much for me. I love her shot. I couldn't play her in horse if I tried. I'd lose big time. Jada Reshort, sophomore, she'll be back. But she was in the doghouse the last game. I don't know if she'll be back or not. Sophomore from Louisiana, I don't know if she'll be back. Zakiya Johnson, same thing. I think she's a freshman. I think she'll be back. Kate Koval, sophomore transfer from Notre Dame. She's very good down low. Grace Knox, a freshman. Wild from Vegas. Don't know if she'll stay. If these players stay, plus some big transfers, LSU could even be better next year. But the problem is, again, will they compete on the level of Texas? I think they can. They beat Texas here in Baton Rouge, lost to them at Austin. They lost to South Carolina again, but it was still close. They got beat by Duke in the tournament, which shouldn't have happened. Every coach will tell you the last second shot, it shouldn't have came down to that. It should not have come down to that, okay? So they could have potential to be bigger, but the nation is full right now. Not full. It's only a few teams that are good. The Final Four shows that this year. 4 number 1 teams in the Final Four in the women's side in Phoenix. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. But so it's kind of crazy the way that'll work out. Now, for Southern University, their women also look very young, and they could even get better next season as Coach Funches. And the Lady Jags have won now 3 of the last 4 SWAC championships, have been in the NCAA tournament the last 3 out of 4 years, and 2 play-in games in a row. Some saying it could maybe, depending on what their season is next year, could get them an actual seed where they're not a play-in game, like a 15 seed. We don't know. Speaking of Final Fours and what have you, NCAA tournament, we're going to talk about that coming up. The men's and women's Final Four is this weekend. We'll do that when we come back here. Talking sports with me, Chris Powers, continues right here on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fruget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fruget today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
For a lot of people, going to the dentist brings anxiety. It can feel cold, rushed, even intimidating. We get it. That's why we built something different. We take the time, we listen, we know your name and your story, because you're more than just a patient. Your family. You don't have to dread the dentist. You just need the right one. Call or visit FrugetFamilyDentistry.com to schedule.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Got the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival going on next weekend, April 10th, 11th, and 12th. I almost forgot it's Easter weekend this weekend. I almost totally forgot. Time is flying by. I mean, wow. And the older you get, the worse it gets. The parade is Saturday morning. Always a great parade. They've got great sound there. They've got everybody from Brittany Jenkins Band, who's very good. Thomas Kane's going to be there. Riverside Revival Band, Swampland Revival, the Drunk Uncles, which is fun. Marty is playing bass in that, so it's great to go see. No, it's a great time. The food is fabulous. Of course, the best strawberries in the world. They're different than any of the strawberries. If you've never had a Ponchatoula strawberry, you've got to go to Ponchatoula and get a strawberry. You've got to get a flat of strawberries. They're the biggest and juiciest and sweetest berries you've ever had. They're not, they're a little tart, but you only get it from California and stuff like that, and it's like they just rush them fast to grow them. This one is not like that. They're unbelievable. And strawberry jam, the strawberry daiquiris are unbelievable. Then I'll become a drunk uncle then. So I'm going to tell you, they're fun. It's a fun event. They got tons of rides for the kids. They got booths outside the festival grounds. It's amazing. The Strawberry Festival this next weekend in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's a lot of fun. This weekend's the Final Four. The week before Easter. So, Jonathan, I mean, I didn't even think about this. The Masters is after the Final Four. Is the Masters on Easter weekend? No,
this weekend.
The Final Four is Easter weekend. Okay, it's after.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Good Friday is Friday. I mean, we hear it. Yeah, Easter was early this year. I mean, I have an 11-year-old that was born on the 10th, and usually Easter's after his birthday. But yeah, this year it's before.
And let me tell you this. This is how bad I am. Okay, I have not had seafood on Fridays this whole Lent. And I never forget that. I mean, every now and then I'll miss it one Friday and I'll make up for it. Not one Friday. I've forgotten the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm horrible for that. I'm going to hell. In a handbasket.
No.
All right. The men's Final Four, Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 3, Illinois takes on Arizona. This could be a very correction. I'm sorry. Illinois takes on UConn. That's a good matchup. Number 3, Illinois takes on number 2, UConn. The other one, Arizona and Michigan, that should have been the final. Just like in a way, South Carolina in the women's and UConn might have been the final. They're going to get more TV numbers. However, UCLA has lost only one game, and UConn has lost none. That could be a great final if it happens in the women's basketball. But let's go back again. Let's talk about Illinois, 28-8 on the year. Keaton Wagler, 6'5" guard. 6'5" guard. You don't get that a lot in 6'5" now you do, I guess. It used to be not where you wouldn't. It was 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3". You got a 6'5" guard can score, and he's better under pressure than most players. He can score. He scored 45 points at Purdue earlier this year when one of their big player, Boswell, broke his hand. He knew how to step up, and he did. He's an absolutely unbelievable player. The first time that Illinois has been in the Final Four in 21 years. 21 seasons. They lost to the Big Ten quarterfinals to Wisconsin. They beat Penn. They beat VCU, Houston, and Iowa in the NCAA tournament. Going to be interesting to see what they can do. Illinois is a team, like I said, when they beat Iowa, that was tough. Beat Houston, too, who was in the championship game last year. Houston, to me, just didn't have that team this year. We all know that. And Iowa was an upset-minded team, and they just didn't do it. UConn, 33-5. What a shot by Mullins. Did you see that shot?
I did, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Incredible. From the logo.
Oh, my. It was unbelievable. UConn, 33-5. Not that same team they were when they won the 2 national titles. Last year they got out early. This year they're 33-5. They make it to the Final Four. Again, Cherish Reed, the center, at 26 points against Duke. Duke had a great first, regular season. But it got to tournament time, and something just wasn't right with Duke. They just wasn't right. Then they started getting it on a little bit, then out a little bit. Again, any coach will tell you that shouldn't have come down to the final shot, or the final touchdown pass, or the final home run. It shouldn't come down to that.
Yeah.
But it did, and it was unbelievable. 35-foot buzzer, like you said, from the logo. They lost to St. John's in the Big East tournament by 20 in the finals. Rick Pitino then beat them by 20 in the finals. They beat Furman, UCLA, Michigan State, and, of course, again, Duke. So UConn ought to be interesting. Illinois, UConn ought to be interesting in that one. Jonathan, who do you got?
Well, my picks were terrible, but I'm got to take UConn. I mean, it seems like a team of destiny.
And
Dan Hurley, how about the jacket off? Dan Hurley go headbutt the referee after. It's like, yeah, they have confidence. I'll say that. That kid was what? I think he was 3 for 24 from beyond the arc for the tournament.
Yeah,
and steals the ball. I love the cameraman is on Carlos Boozer. Obviously, Boozer's son is the kid with the ball at the very end. He jumps, the pass gets taken. They immediately whip the camera over to Dan Hurley's mom. We understand where Dan Hurley gets his mouth from, because here's his mom and his dad. Holy, I won't mouth what she said. But, it's a show. You got to feel like you're a team of destiny if something like that happens. They were down by more than 10 for most of that game. They were trying to make it to 10, and then they finally, walked them down the very end. Had a couple stops, hit a couple big threes, and that one at the end. That's a shot for the ages. They're going to use that one on the promos for next season. That's why you tune into March Madness, for those type of situations. You don't have to care about who's playing. 3 seconds left, pass, buzzer beater from the logo, and he drains. Didn't even touch rim. I mean, that was shot with confidence, too. That was incredible.
That was a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Again, I don't know who to take in this one. I don't. UConn and Illinois. Illinois has proven they're 28-8, but they've upset people like crazy. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's really where UConn was 33-5. I guess I have to go to UConn because they've been there. They know that. They know how to handle the situation. Because I'm going to tell you, the first part of the game, you're going to see a lot of missed shots because the kids are nervous. So I don't know. Michigan and Arizona. These two teams, this should have been the final. Because this right here, Arizona and Michigan, wow. 36-2 for the Arizona. All right. Maybe the best team in basketball. But then you look at Michigan. Michigan's pretty damn good. Let's look at it. Arizona rather is 86 points per ball game, where Michigan's right at 87, so it's close. 50% field goal shoot. They shoot 50% from the field. From the field, Arizona does. Michigan, 51%.
Yep.
36% for threes for Arizona. 36% for threes for Michigan. 75% from the free throw line is the Michigan Wolverines. 73% for Arizona. That Landenberg kid, 15.2 points per ball game. 4 players are in double figures for Michigan. 4 players. That's pretty impressive. How about Arizona, though, Jonathan? 5 players in double figures. And what makes it big on this, like if you've got 3 players or 2 players in double figures or 3 players in double figures, you shut those 2 down, find a scheme to shut them down, is the team going to win after that? That's why it's important to know how many double-figure players they've got on their basketball team. Yeah. This one's close, man. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be close. This game could go any way. I think both teams are playing very good right now. Arizona beat Long Island, Utah State, Arkansas, and Purdue, where Michigan beat Howard, St. Louis, Alabama, and Tennessee. I This could go any way. I think I'm going to go with Arizona on this. I think they're just barely a better team. They were number one most of the year. I got to go with Arizona. What say you?
Oh, yeah. I got to go Arizona, Chris. I don't know if you remember last week. I picked Alabama to beat Michigan. So, yeah, I got to go Arizona, have them knock off Michigan. Can't jump on the Michigan bandwagon now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to go with the Wildcats.
All right. So, with the women's in Phoenix, Arizona, it's a little differently. All 4 number ones are there. And that's not anything surprising for me. I told you that. It's still like 8 teams. But there's really only 4 teams, 4 to 5, 6 teams that maybe could compete for a national title in women's basketball. I think 5 is pushing it. And unfortunately, LSU's not in that 8. I mean, in that 5. They're in the 8, but they're not in the 5. I really think, even though they lost to Duke, I still think they're some of the best 8 teams in the country. All right, South Carolina, UConn. That should have maybe been the final, in a way. Could be now this could be a blowout. South Carolina could get blown out of the water. Because they lost some games this year. Oklahoma, they lost also to, almost lost to LSU. They've lost some pretty big games this year. They lost to Texas in the SEC championship game. Of course, and then they beat Texas in the regular season game. So I don't know. This could be close. Or it could be a blowout. The Lady Gamecocks come in at 35-3, lost to Texas in the SEC final. They beat Southern, USC, the real USC. If I'm USC and Columbia, South Carolina, I don't call myself USC. Call them South Carolina University or whatever the deal may be, or just use University of South Carolina. I don't use the logos USC because everybody knows USC where it's at in California. It's been that way for years. You can't. To me, I wouldn't do that. OU, they beat OU, so they come back and beat OU in the tournament pretty easily too, by the way, and they beat TCU, the Lady Horned Frogs. Joyce Edwards leads the team, 19.7 points per ball game. 5 players on South Carolina staff average in double figures, 5. That's pretty impressive. They average 86 points per ball game, 51% field goal percentage, 37% from downtown, and 72% from the free throw line. That's the key. 72%. You want to go 70 or over, but 72% is a little shaky for me. I want to be higher than 72%. You better be higher than 72% when you're playing against UConn. UConn's at 75%. 3% makes a difference. UConn is 38-0. Hadn't lost a game this whole year. Hadn't even close. Won the Big East tournament title easily in the tournament. Beat UTSA, beat Syracuse, North Carolina, and Notre Dame, rather. They average 89 points per ball game, 3 points more than South Carolina. 53% from the field, Jonathan. 53% from the field on an average.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That's taking good shots.
Oh, my. 40% from threes, 75% from the free throw line. Led by Sarah Strong, 18.6 points per ball game. But get this, they have only 3 players that average in double figures. And with that, though, you could be an LSU. When LSU won the national title, all their bigs weren't scoring. Got it from their bench. North Carolina, UConn Coach Gino knows how to coach. So, I don't know. I got UConn winning this game pretty easily. What do you think?
Yeah, of course, you have to take the Huskies. Not a huge fan of Coach Dawn Staley. Her comments about the LSU women's basketball program and the support they give Kim Mulkey as opposed to what they supported Nikki Fargas. That's why LSU won a national championship, because they supported Coach Mulkey more than Coach Nikki Fargas. I don't care for it for a number of reasons. It's not personal, but I do appreciate how Gino Auriemma has done it his whole career. I mean, that guy has been on top of the echelon of college women's sports, period, much less just basketball. Before it was even cool, before Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, this guy was dominating. He's been doing it for decades. UConn, once again, undefeated. I think these are the top 4 teams left in women's basketball. They all deserve to be there. I think they're both going to be really good games. You mentioned it. South Carolina has showed weaknesses at parts of the season. We get to see it up close and personal being the SEC, and UConn just keeps on moving like a well-oiled machine. So I'm going Gino Auriemma and the Huskies over South Carolina.
I agree with you 100%. The other one's going to be Texas and UCLA. Texas won the SEC tournament title. They beat Missouri State in the NCAA tournament, Oregon, Kentucky, and Michigan. They're 36-3. They get off to slow starts. Now, the first loss they had was against LSU here in Baton Rouge. They get off to a little slow starts for me. Madison Booker leads his team with 19.3 points per ball game, 3 players in double figures. Means that if they shut them down, like I said, shut 2 of those 3 down, that could mean them losing the game. And that's what LSU did. When they lost to LSU in January, Booker had 24 points, but Lee and Odeker, Lee had 12. Odeker had 16. They shut him down to where they normally score. They had 85 points per ball game. They had 50% from the field. That's good. 34% from downtown. 72% from the free throw line. I think that this team is going to get beat by UCLA at 35-1. Somebody told me that UCLA is not as good of a team because who they play. Here it is. Newsflash for you, and I told them this, just like this. Newsflash, UCLA is not in the Pac-12 anymore. They're in the Big Ten, one of the best conferences, in all sports. The Big Ten. They won the Big Ten title just like that. They beat California Baptist in the NCAA tournament. Oklahoma State, which, by the way, is a gorgeous coach. I don't know if you saw her. Minnesota and Duke. And Duke, of course, beat LSU in the last second shot. They led by Lauren Betts, 17.2 points per ball game. 4 players in double figures. It's just a rebounding, too. Their rebounding is outrageous. 85 points a ball game, and that's a lot by Betts. 85 points per ball game, 51% from the field goal, 38% from downtown, and 78% from free throws. Jonathan, you hear what I'm saying about the 50% or more from field goal range?
Yep.
Isn't it great that I think that Caitlin Clark has added awareness for these players to shoot better? Because a lot of people talked about how women's basketball would be more enjoyable if they shot better.
Right.
I just named all 4 of these teams right here that shoot over 50% from the field, not free throw line.
No.
The field.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to the execution, too, getting to the spot where you want to shoot the basketball from. It's no longer like, to put your head down and dribble. These women are working legit offenses, and, yeah, they're pop shoot and catch and shoot, dribble off the dribble shoot. I don't know if Caitlin Clark was a product of the game gradually changing, and she was a product of years of changing the women's basketball. But now, yeah, it's completely wide open. You're wanting girls to shoot from beyond the arc. That was exactly the gripe. That fundamentally women were outstanding, but they couldn't shoot from deep. Right. And obviously, offense drives popularity in every sport. So, yeah, if you can't dunk, you have to be able to shoot. And obviously, the women are getting much better, much more entertaining to watch with the shots.
No question. All right, Texas and UCLA. I got UCLA beating Texas and going to the final against UConn. I got UConn winning it all. Your thoughts about UConn and UCLA?
So we are pretty much
Texas
in agreement, Chris. I'm taking UCLA. And here's the thing. Texas is one of the best defenses in women's basketball. Right. If they turn it up, if they get physical real early and they just drag them into the deep water, make them keep going to the rim, deal with those fouls, knock down foul shots with the pressure, keep it close to the late in the game, Texas absolutely has a chance to beat UCLA. This one in my book is going to be closer than a South Carolina-UConn game. Yep. I will give the nod to UCLA. I think offensively they're just a superior team. I think it's UConn and UCLA, top 2 offenses in women's basketball. I think Texas will make it close, and I do give them a puncher's chance in this game. Obviously, they're all number 1s. They're all incredible programs. But, yeah, if they can keep it close towards the end, you never know what could happen with the deep 3.
Right.
A couple turnovers here and there, transition buckets. But I got UCLA and UConn, and I'll give UConn the national championship.
Again, that's right. You can hear that New Orleanian coming out of you when you say UConn. UConn. Like Nissan. I pick on people all the time. I picked on this lady all the time. She was a Yat from New Orleans. I always laughed at her about that. And she'd say Nissan. How do you say it? Nissan? Like it's Nasawn?
W. You got the W's in there.
Yeah, Nissan. Yeah. All right, when we come back, we've got all kind of other sports to talk about coming up right here as we continue talking sports with me, Chris Powers, Jonathan in the house, Marty's in the house, back after this time out here on Pelican Sports TV.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Falk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Talking sports with me, Chris Powers. And we got some things to talk about in sports. This next two segments, we'll do that. Tiger Woods' accident. Again, gets in another accident. Everybody said he's a horrible driver. Always is. Always on his phone. The reason he flipped his vehicle is because he saw a vehicle right in front of him. I think it was a lawn crew or whatever, and he didn't want to hit him, and he flipped it over, what have you. He didn't want to take took the breath test, no alcohol on him. So he took the blood test, no. He didn't want to, and he pled not guilty as well. There's no doubt in my mind two things are going to happen. Two things on this. Number one, he was under the influence of something, whether it was steroids, whether it was some kind of pain medication, Vicodin or whatever. I'm telling you, he was on something. There's no question in my mind. That's why he didn't take it. There's no doubt in my mind that he was under the influence. And there's no doubt in my mind, no matter how people say it's going to be, it's a tough county that he did it in. He's going to get out of it. His money is going to get him out of it. I'm telling you right now, he is not going to do it another day in jail, another second in jail. He's going to get off on it where you and I would be under the jail. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to get off on it, period. But I know he was under the influence. Now, he said he wants to take time away from golf to get his health back again. Time away from golf? Excuse me, I didn't know you were in golf. You weren't in golf anymore, and you're not coming back to golf. Let's face it, you're going to be old by the time you get back this straight. You're done. Much as I love it, TV ratings love it, you're done. And unfortunately, I missed Tiger Woods, and because I'm a Phil Mickelson fan. I miss Mickelson and Tiger Woods in the Masters. I miss him playing. I miss him playing golf. I just am. And speaking of that, I'll bring this in too, Jonathan. I don't know if you heard the news, but there's fewer PGA stars that are signing up for the New Orleans event this year because of the new pressure from the PGA. Also, New Orleans could be in trouble of losing the spot in the tournament because word is they want to do it with major markets and major cities where they get major ratings. Now, the PGA has been a part of New Orleans since 1958. And for me, I don't watch PGA anymore. Every now and then I watch the Masters. I watch also the majors, and I watch the one from New Orleans. I don't watch as much as I used to because Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods are not playing, like I just said. Are you shocked at this, that the PGA may come out of New Orleans?
Well, I'm not a huge golfer, Chris, so I'm not really plugged into the world. I'm not shocked by anything leaving the city of New Orleans. I mean, there's always issues going on, whether it be, the infrastructure, the weather. We're great at hosting events and having a great time, but and that's truly a caveat into where I'm going. Why hasn't the TPC changed formats a little bit? I know golf's a stuffy sport, okay, right. But the most fun event to watch is that sewer water board waste department tournament they have where they had everybody sitting on a hole. They hit a hole in one. Everybody throws beer in the air. That's sold out, no doubt. You got to have a wait list for that right. For that ticket. So there's different ways to approach it, and I'm not. Look. Like I said, I'm not a big golfer. I know a lot of my friends enjoy golf, but I can't imagine there's this huge audience out there waiting for people to come out and support the pros. And I mean, maybe I'm totally off on this, but yeah, I never considered that tournament to be a huge draw, even for me to bring my family. I don't live far from the course. It's like a less than 30-minute drive from where I'm at, and I think I've been there twice because I had free tickets to a Drago's tent, and they're giving away charboiled oysters. But I'm not surprised. Truly, I know for the golfers out there, you want the PGA to still be involved in New Orleans. I know Rory McIlroy had a great tournament a few years back. They had him singing karaoke, and that made national news, and it was a great story. But that kind of went away after that. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think a good attended crowd. Is it as much as any major? No. Is it much as, maybe you would get in, like you said, North Carolina or somewhere like that? Probably not. It is a good crowds, and they're good for New Orleans, but do people around the country want to watch that event?
Right.
On TV? Probably not. So, I don't know. Goodell is back in the Rooney Rule. Roger Goodell is backing the Rooney Rule when Florida says they may make it unconstitutional, and it should be unconstitutional. If I'm a black guy, I don't want to be hired because of some Rooney Rule. I want to be hired because of how good I coach. I don't want to be hired because of this or that. And for some reason, black coaches are not making it in NFL. I don't know why. You got one, and he's gone now. You got one, and that's it. I don't know. I don't see color when it comes to that. I don't believe in that. But at the same time, something's not happening there. And him backing the Rooney Rule, and people are complaining about the Rooney Rule. They want them to force to hire more minorities for this. And no, I mean, I'm a multi-billionaire. I don't care, Roger Goodell. You're not going to tell me how to run my business. I'm a billionaire because I run my business the way I want to run my business. You're not going to force me to get someone I don't want. And it's not because of their skin color. And if it is, shame on you. If somebody out there is hiring a guy because of just of his skin color, shame on you. You hire him because he's a good organizer, a good CEO of your team, of your players. That's why you hire a guy like that. And also Roger Goodell is going for the 18 games. And Jonathan, I think he's going to get it. You know why?
Why?
Super Bowl 62 in Atlanta, Super Bowl 61 this year in Los Angeles, next season. Super Bowl 62 in Atlanta has no date yet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Has no date yet. And now you've got a couple of – I know that Kraft just came out and said, I don't mind doing the 18 games. He's going to get his way. I don't know what they're going to do, but he's going to get his way. Now word is they want to do a game on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. He doesn't get it to where you're for player safety and all about concussions and all this stuff and all that stuff, but you're not letting the players and all these games that are going, like we talked about last week, going overseas, it's too many. It's too many. And I don't know. But you watch what I'm telling you. He's going to get his way with 18 games. Word is the Super Bowl committee is telling the city of New Orleans that to have another Super Bowl, your hotels have to be more up to date. They have to be more modernized. And I think there are some very good rooms in New Orleans, very good, nice hotels. I think the ambience and all that stuff is great. I have been some hotels that are bad. I know that New Orleans has 27,000 rooms in a very small circumference, I should say. I know they're close. But again, the Super Bowl dictating again. Now, I will say this as well, that beginning last year and even more into this year, a lot of hotels are starting to do a lot of major renovations before that came out. So with that, they're warning guests that go down to New Orleans, understand this, that you are going to go through construction zones like crazy in New Orleans hotels right now. They're going through major construction, renovations. So with that being said, I don't know. I don't think New Orleans are going to get a Super Bowl. I've said for a long time, I don't think they'll get one in 31. I think it'll be Nashville to get one in 31. Notice they're going back to Vegas. It's only a formality to sign it. Word is they are going back to Vegas after Atlanta. They'll be back in Las Vegas, Nevada. No word on Miami either about going to Miami and what have you. And Miami and New Orleans has the tied for the most Super Bowls with 11. Unbelievable. Don't know. A proposal to ban sports betting in Louisiana has crashed through the legislation just yesterday. Can you imagine if that would have happened? That would have lost millions and millions of dollars. Now, I think that to get it out of Louisiana, you should get it all over 50 states. Don't let anybody have it. Texas don't have it. But to have it just out of Louisiana would hurt because a lot of people from Texas come here to gamble. And not only the casinos, but the sports betting. So that'd be a lot of money gone if New Orleans didn't get it. Word is that the group that bought the Mavericks now are giving up that Texas will ever get gambling in the state of Texas, and now they could be selling back to Cuban. I don't know if that's true or not, but that might be the case with that. Don't know. LSU Lady Tigers has hired Gabe Lazo from Tennessee. Great recruiting coordinator. And that's who they're going to have to replace, the recruiting coordinator that went to up north. So that word is that's what's going to happen, that he's a very good recruiter. Very good recruiter. LSU wins their first SEC series this past weekend against Kentucky. Boy, I turned that TV off, Jonathan. I know you didn't. You had to watch it. I was shocked when they came back and beat Kentucky in Game 3.
Yeah, I mean 7-0 after they have been.
They
struggling
looked
all
horrible.
year. Yeah, and they literally errors all over. But you know who turned it on? Coach Jay Johnson.
Yeah.
And after that bat flip by Seth Dardar to put him up, Coach Jay Johnson would have fought the other coach if he'd have let him all 5'6" of him out the dugout saying, "I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm right here."
You want a piece
classic.
of me?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was classic. And truly, Derek Curiel, John Pearson, Seth Dardar, these guys had to turn it on. You hope they're turning in the right direction. LSU did beat Southern last night in a rain delay that lasted almost 90 minutes. It was way past my bedtime by the time that game finished up. But yeah, Coach Jay Johnson, he's the best in the country for a reason, and he was coaching every possession like a basketball coach. Those are his words. Lots of intensity. I don't think he can keep that up all year for his heart's sake, but it was entertaining. Huge bat flip by Seth Dardar. You love to see the passion.
Yep. I heard Stanfield had 3 errors in 1 inning.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. All right, when we come back, we got more sports to talk about, a few more things going on, and we'll do that when we come back as we continue talking sports with me, Jonathan. Marty's in the house. Part of the Drunk Uncles performing at the Strawberry Festival. You want to go to that Strawberry Festival, man. It's a great event. It's next weekend in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Hopefully beautiful weather for that. The food is great, for everything from seafood to the strawberries. You name it. Everything there you can have. And Jonathan's world-famous funnel cakes. He loves the funnel cakes. Goes nuts over funnel cakes. He could beat Shaq's behind going after funnel cakes. So that's going to be next weekend over in the great city of Ponchatoula. Easy way to go. I mean, obviously everybody goes 55. If you're coming from Baton Rouge, 55, you get off at 55, go south, goes towards New Orleans, and you get off at the Ponchatoula exit. Now, that's a good way. That's a hard way to go. A good way to go would be keep going on I-12 until you get to the mall exit, and that takes you around a back way. And you take that mall exit, that's good. You can also, that takes you still the front way, but kind of cuts your half in time. But if you go a little bit further, the next exit, that's the airport exit, take that exit, go right, and that'll take you the back way. And go Ponchatoula that way. And that's a better way to actually do that. So that's a lot of fun with that. It's going to be a great event. They always say it's the biggest free festival in the South. Not just Louisiana, in the South. It's that big. They have tons of rides, they have tons of food, tons of entertainment. The Strawberry Parade will be on Saturday morning. That'll be a lot of fun. And so it's like I said, it's a great event, family-oriented event. You need to bring them there. That, again, is coming up on next weekend. Next Thursday, kids go there for the schools. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is big, is huge, including the strawberry eating contest and the egg toss contest. The first time I participated in the egg toss, I threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right into a lady's face. I had no idea. I thought that's what it was about. There's no wine contest, Drunko. See that? You see that? You see why it could be part of the Drunk Uncles? But they do have great strawberry wine. Very good. And Dina Carter, I don't have to sing to you, where she can sing to me any day of the week, 4 times on Sunday. But no, strawberry wine. They got strawberry wine. They got strawberry jam that'll knock your socks off. Got the strawberry seeds inside of the strawberry jam. That is that good. And the strawberry daiquiris got 1 million strawberry seeds right at the bottom. You know what that means? You get the real strawberries, not the additives and all that crap. I was about to say something else too, but I'm glad I caught it. But anyway, so it's Strawberry Festival next weekend. Ought to be great. We'll be back with more as we continue talking sports. Strawberry Festival too, and the Drunk Uncles. Marty, take it away. Back after this on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton & Fouget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton & Fouget today.
Hi, I'm Pro Football Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and we're standing here in the Tony Clayton Center, and I just want to let you know, if you're involved in any accident, please call my friend Tony Clayton, 344-7000. That's 344-7000.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Boy, and Manda Fine Meats has the delicious sausage for crawfish balls, too, by the way. See, I'm obviously Cajun, Ville Platte, Louisiana, Evangeline, Acadiana area. We have a great smoked sausages, one of the best in the world. I mean, we've got all kinds with smoked onions in them, deer sausage, what have you. But they can tend to be a little rubbery. When you get Manda sausage for your crawfish balls, night and day. Totally different. My sister just did that in Memphis. She got the our sausage that we get, the mixed sausage or what have you. It was like she said, it was like eating a tire. So you should have called me. I'd have told you. Go to Manda Fine Meats, and you've got the best sausage right there. You can get the Cajun sausage, and it's great flavor in it. But a lot of the seasoning will go to that sausage too. So you don't have to add. You just get the regular sausage, and it's delicious, unbelievable. NCAA Gymnastic Regionals will be coming up as well. Number 2 seed LSU hosting an event here in the PMAC. I think LSU is going to make Fort Worth. I don't think they're going to be close to winning it, though. They just don't have it this year. I think hopefully they'll get it back. I hope that he'll get it soon. I just don't think they're going to get it, though, this year they'll win a natty because they didn't beat Oklahoma. They didn't beat Florida at Florida. They lost. They were third in the SEC tournament, in the SEC meet. So I just got a feeling that this is not the year for LSU again. Last year, remember, they got beat in Fort Worth. I think they're going to get beat in Fort Worth again. Now, they should win their regional. They play Air Force, Nebraska, Clemson, Auburn, Stanford, Michigan, UNC, and Utah State will all be here in Baton Rouge, but I just don't think it's their year this year. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they get back to where they need to be because they got an unbelievable facility, I think unbelievable coaches, and they're just great. Former first-round quarterback Zach Wilson signed with the Saints. Is he bringing that fine girlfriend with him? Jonathan, you happy about Zach Wilson coming to New Orleans?
Well,
Who that?
Happy there's some veteran competition between the young guys. I mean, Tyler Shuckett's his show. Spencer Rattler right now, you want to be claim him as the backup, but Zach Wilson absolutely has a chance to take that job. Kid started some games. He's, top 2 overall a few years back. I don't remember what was the story about him and somebody's mom on a team. I don't know. Something happened in the past where he gets a lot of slack on social media, but welcome to the Saints.
No question about that. NFLPA just announced that player safety requires train pro refs. Where the hell's the other refs been? Because we haven't had pro refs in a while, right? Since a no call? Got to be worse than that. All right, we hope you enjoyed this week. Happy Easter to everybody. Have a great Easter, everybody. And win the Talkin of the eggs. People don't know what Talkin eggs is. That's the Cajun tradition. We do it all the time. Have a great Easter, everybody. And God bless everybody. Have a good one, y'all.
Rocks and fires. Tommy White with it. Johnson heads to the ball.